Well, that'll do okay. Well, a couple days ago I finished editing part 1 to this video. This is part 2 to the ultimate workbench. Stay tuned. So mistakes turned into happy accidents. I didn't have a big enough piece of 16 gauge, so I had to add cross members and break it up into 2 pieces, and then I ran out, but so happens the gap that I made was just perfect size for these little containers. So it's gonna be a nice little workbench here, I think. I'm gonna not fill up that little sliver and just call it a chip evacuation panel for sleeping chips on the floor. So you'll see the table's big, not super thick on the top. It's because this isn't necessarily a beading fabrication table. It's like at the most I'll set a saw on top of it as an extra place for a saw, but for the majority of the time this is going to be for disassembly and reassembly and rebuilding. Now specifically the thing that I have coming up that I really needed this table for is a transmission that I'm going to rebuild, but unfortunately I don't really have the luxury to just dedicate a table to transmissions because I do not do that often enough to commit that much shop space to it. So I'm gonna have to make a couple of decisions here. This needs to be able to be used as a workbench and kind of a roll around cart, but I also need it to work well for the transmission and not make stuff dirty. The way I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna make sort of like a gutter or a backsplash for it going around the entire perimeter of this table. And I'm also gonna have pegboard on the back for hanging up different either tools or parts, because transmissions are kind of complicated. I also have these parts bins here, so hopefully I'll be able to sort things out and it's kind of catered towards that kind of thing. But I still do want the ability to stop fluids from getting out everywhere. So without interfering with the table, because if the saw is on here, it is going to come up a considerable amount. So I have about that much space to build a gutter. I think 2 inches is plenty high. I'm going to go ahead and build a 2-inch gutter around the whole thing after I create the uprights for the pegboard. Those are going to be kind of the base. Then I'm going to have the gutter, and then just above that on the back will be the pegboard, and then that'll be the table, I suppose. Maybe try to add a light or something. So this piece is 4 inches wide, but it's the right length, and this is the only flat plate that I have that's about the size that I need it for the front and back. So I'm going to go ahead and rip this down to 2 inches with the plasma cutter. Well, I got the gutter put on there where it's going to be. Now I just got to weld it all up to make sure it doesn't leak. This is going to be fun. So my original plan for the drain, with to make this whole thing functional, was to just kind of drill a couple of holes and have a drain pan underneath and maybe a channel to kind of guide it in, or that's literally what I was going to use. But I'm realizing that I might end up putting this toolbox under there. So I want to make sure I have space. The way I'm going to do that is I'm going to use this hose to kind of have a little drain spout and then route that somewhere else so I can have just a standalone like 5-gallon bucket or something under there to catch all the oil. So I'm not going to put the toolbox under there yet, but that's just what the plan is here. So for the drain here, I kind of went ahead and marked center of where this is going to be. Thankfully it went in between where cross members were. Unfortunately, it's not actually this, centered, and the bracing is a little off, but that gives me a little extra playroom here to kind of make a spot to encourage the water to drain a little bit. Well, that'll do okay. Another cool thing about it is once I add the braces under here, which I will do eventually, I can just drop little 2x4s in here or 2x6s or 2x12s or whatever, just to make it a regular workbench again, because eventually, like I said, I'm going to be putting that toolbox under here so I can add the braces and stuff, and then another cross brace, that way I can hammer on it and just have it as a regular workbench when I'm not rebuilding a transmission, which is hopefully a one-time thing for me. So my plan is to use this old dryer drain as kind of like a remote drain spout thing, but some of you who are more mechanically inclined might notice a problem. That's going to pool up and not drain once it goes through that tiny little hole. So the thing I need to do is create something called the Venturi, which I'm going to use this little vacuum hose to do so. I'm going to drill a hole in the side of this just below where that spout ends, or where the mount of the spout ends. That way air can get in here, and then I'm going to route that up underneath and kind of poking up here at the highest point. That way it gets airflow and things continue to drain smoothly, and it doesn't just stop and start to pool up or start gurgling and spurting air out every time it has an air bubble. So hopefully that'll avoid all that. That should work. Well, there's that. It's definitely at the highest point and unrestricted. So I think this should work just fine. It's also got a hose clamp on there so it doesn't pop off when I don't want it to. I think that's where I'm going to end this video. The rest of this is kind of sort of a separate category. I got retrofit reinforced. So as of right now, I think this is a great workbench. Cool feature is this lip serves kind of two purposes. One, to act as a splash guard for when I'm doing the transmission. It's also got the drain. And the other thing is, when I'm not rebuilding a transmission, which is probably the vast majority of the time, I can go ahead and throw a wood top on this just like that, and it's adjustable. I'm going to do them this, or what do you call that, widthwise. That way I can take certain sections out, pop a saw in there, and have it be a level saw table. Or I can cover the whole thing and make it just any old regular workbench. I say wood instead of metal because if I'm going to weld something, I'm probably going to do it off the sawhorses. That's my preferred method. So I really do think this might be the ultimate workbench, especially once I get that toolbox under there and the actual boards cut for that top. So stay tuned for part 2 if you want to see this thing all finished. And other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. God bless.